for Mr. Dai Andrews.
Hi, everybody! Let's try this again. That was a little bit disorganized. I think you guys can do better than this. Let's try this again. This time, all together with the understanding that I, Dai Andrews, your performer, have only as much energy and enthusiasm to give to each and every one of you in the audience as each and every one of you has to give to me. That means the more you yell and the louder you scream, the more dangerous things I will do for you. So let's try this again. One more time. This time you'll like to mean it. Good evening, Camp Airy. Hello! Much better. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There's no ladies at all, actually. Good evening, gentlemen. There they are. There they are. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Is there a gentleman? Oh, we got a couple. All right, we got a couple. Very good, very good. And campers as well. My name is Dai Andrews, and I have spent my life traveling around the world, studying with masters of meditation, the martial arts, and men who possessed the strange powers of the fakirs of ancient India. Along the way, I've learned to do some pretty amazing things, and tonight, I'd like to share them with you. Can we get the music turned up a little bit? Is the mix okay out there? There we go. Ever since I was little, I was fascinated by things that really pushed the limits of human potential. When I was about your age, I loved things like Ripley's Believe It or Not, Guinness World Record. Eventually, I would be associated with both brands. Over a course of a lifetime of study, I learned that almost every culture has its own unique artists who, with powers gained through physical, mental, and spiritual discipline, are able to perform some of the most amazing demonstrations of mind over body. In India, these men are known as sadhus or fakirs. They wear their hair long in dreadlocks and cover their body in ashes. It is there, 4,000 years ago, that these arts begin. These aesthetic men who would subject their body to fire. It's okay, 30-second rule. Thank you very much, Pat. Now, sword swallowing is the first thing we're going to do this evening. Sword swallowing began more than 4,000 years ago in faraway India. First practiced by these men called fakirs, they would use sword swallowing to prove to the masses that they were imbued with amazing power! I can tell you're impressed. I'll begin this evening's exhibition with 12 inches, all real, all steel, all the way down my throat. Oh, thank you very much, guys. But I have just one question. Is this long enough for you? All right. This time, something just a little bit longer. guys, one very obvious exception. The rest of the swords are real. They don't bend, retract, or collapse into the handle in any way. This blade, 24 inches of solid steel. You can compare the length of the blade to the length of my body. As I swallow it, it go down my throat, through my esophagus, on its way down to the very pit of my stomach, passing less than 1 centimeter from my heart and lungs as it makes its way downward. Maybe not so good for these guys sitting over here. I'm sorry guys, I gotta be honest with you. The desire to actually shove this thing down my throat, very, very small. But maybe with some encouragement from you guys, like I said in the beginning. Hold on. Let's do something all together. So let's build up my energy, get you guys moving a little bit. So let's do like a unified chant. In fact, let's just chant my name. So join in with me. My name is Dai Andrews. So Dai, 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 That's my name, not a request. Alright, here we go. This time for real. Down the hatch without a stretch. We did that part already. After the show, people want to know all kinds of things. Some of the questions are really, really good. Some people want to know how I learned to swallow swords. The answer is, I studied with another sword swallower for many years until I could get it right. A lot of people ask other questions. What does it feel like to swallow a sword? Well, if you've ever swallowed a really big piece of food and you could feel it go all the way down, it feels a lot like that, but all up and down, all at the same time. Not exactly painful, but not comfortable, but you get used to it. But probably the question I get asked more often than any other question is it real? Do I really swallow the sword? Just to take a quick guess from the audience, if you think that it's a magic trick, if you think that it's not real, if you think it goes into the handle or something fake is happening, hold up your hand. Let's just take a quick poll. So always some people in the audience. Always some people. All right, hold on. I see one of the ladies with her hand up back there. Let's get her up here. All right. What's your name? Aaron, a pleasure to meet you, Aaron. Thank you for joining me. You're totally off the hook, but that's okay. You had your hand up there.
I did not.
Was it her?
Oh,
it was her hand up. Oh, it was your hand up. Okay, what's your name? Steffi. A pleasure to meet you too, Steffi. Okay, Steffi, since Steffi, you called me a liar. No, it's okay. It's okay, Steffi. It's okay. I tricked you to get you up here, so we're even. Well, let's start over. So I'm going to use Steffi since she didn't know. So thank you for coming up. You're wonderful moral support. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do, Steffi. Join me right over here. You can't hide behind the box. It's not big enough. All right, so I have a couple of things here. The first thing I'm going to do is, I'll put that there. Okay, I'm going to hand you this cloth, and I'm going to hand you the blade of the sword. Please examine it. Don't touch the blade, but you can handle it through the cloth if you like. Just make sure it's solid steel, doesn't bend or retract or collapse into the handle. It's not made out of rubber or chocolate. There are no secret hidden buttons or trapdoors. Excellent. So I'll take this back, this too, and you will take this. This is a hand-wand metal detector. As you can see, if I wave it over the sword, it beeps. If I wave it over me, that's my belt. And it will go off at the microphone, because the microphone is made out of metal. So we want to put it like in this area here. So what's going to happen in just a second, I'm going to swallow the sword, and I'm going to hold it, and you're going to stand right over here. And together, we're going to make the metal detector go on. Deep through my body. That's the first step. The second step, and you were just a wonderful, you should sit right here, because you're going to get the picture of this. Because that means, after that, I'm going to step away from you, and I'm going to look at you, and when I do, I'm going to bend over again, just like I did a moment ago, and you are going to extend your free hand out to me just like this. This is why I can't use that. Because I'm going to place the free hand of the sword, the handle of the sword, in your hand. When I do, I just want you to hold on to it. Don't pull it out, and don't push it in. We're not playing Lord of the Rings or anything like that. You just hold on gently but firmly, and I'm going to take 2 very big steps backwards and leave you holding the sword. And then I'm going to ask you one more time in front of all of these guys if you think it's real. So you'll be like the committee that's examining. So let's step right over here, so just a little bit more. Don't step on the foot switch. That's okay. So I'll walk you through it. I'm going to swallow the sword, feet, and then hand open, grab the sword, I step backwards, you get a big round of applause. Got it? All right, you guys ready for this? Yeah! All right, do you want to see it? Yeah! Do you want to see it? Yeah! Do you want to see it? Yeah! All right, here we go. They're all pumped up. I'm all pumped up. We're ready to go. Is it real? It's real. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you got it. All right. Excellent. Let's move right along here. Now, sword swallowing was first practiced in India more than 4,000 years ago. From India, sword swallowing would spread to Greece, to China, and on to the rest of the world, eventually coming to America around the turn of the last century. Here, sword swallowers would grow in number like they had nowhere else. Eventually, there would be hundreds of sword swallowers who would travel with circuses and sideshows from coast to coast across America. Unfortunately, however, the golden age of circus is long behind us, and the number of sword swallowers has dwindled. In fact, there are currently fewer than 80 professional sword swallowers in the entire world today. By way of comparison, there have been more than 500 people living in outer space, and there were more than 900 Olympic medalists at the last Olympics, but they don't put you on a Wheaties box for this. Guys, what I have next for you is something very, very special. It comes all the way from Indonesia. Known as a crease or serpentine blade, it is used in ceremony and in sacrifice. Said by some to possess magical powers, as I swallow this sword, watch closely the effect that it has on my esophagus as the serpentine blade passes down my throat. This evening, it is my extreme pleasure to present to you what very well may be the most dangerous thing you see me perform here this evening. If you all count with me. 1, 2, 4, 6 swords to be swallowed simultaneously. Now, as I said, this could very well be the most dangerous thing that you see me perform here tonight, because at any point in time, the swords could make a scissor action, cutting out my tongue and sending it flying into the audience. Don't get too excited. But if that happens, if the tongue, if it flies out near you, grab it, pick it up, hold on to it. When you get home tomorrow, you can put it on eBay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a moment of preparation, please. And then we will swallow 6 swords simultaneously. By we, of course, I mean me.
Holy moly!
India into China. About 2,000 years ago, a Buddhist monk by the name of Bodhidharma would travel from India to China, barefoot, crossing distant mountains and seas, on his way to the Shaolin Monastery in China. There, he is reported to have sat motionless, facing the wall, for 9 years in meditation, until Master General Kui Ko was said to have proven his worthiness to be a student of the Master by cutting off his own arm and offering it as a gift. Unfortunately, that particular trick is more than I can perform for you this evening. However, Master Bodhidharma is known for several things. Most importantly, he is the founder of Zen Buddhism. What's of second importance, when he taught the monks at the Shaolin Monastery Zen, he also taught them a system of self-defense based on the movements of animals. Known today as Kung Fu, it has thousands of styles and variations. Central to the practice of Kung Fu at advanced levels is called the art of Qigong. Taught only to masters and high-level disciples, the art of Qigong involves vigorously training one's mind and body in order to deal out and withstand great amounts of destruction and punishment. By way of example today, I have prepared something very, very special for you. Guys, I've been doing Kung Fu since I was about your age. And now, to help make the demonstration of what is known as iron body technique, please welcome the beautiful Miss Christie! I have here a sledgehammer and a cinder block. I want you all to see that I have no armor or protection of any kind. A small towel to protect my shirt, and nothing else to protect me. I'm going to begin by placing myself here on these stools. I will now ask Christy to place the cinder block onto my chest. And now, guys, on the count of 3, she is going to hit me with the cinder block in the chest with the sledgehammer. But only if you want to see it. Do you want to see it? Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Miss Christie. But there's just the start, guys. Suspended on 2 stools is only the beginning. Because I have something very special for you. Constructed of 6 razor-sharp machetes. It is my esteemed pleasure to bring to you the bed of blades. Each of these machetes sharper than the one before. Five razor-sharp machetes, and once again nothing to protect my body. Once again, well, we're going to try and avoid cutting the wire. There we go. The microphone cable. Slowly, I will lower myself across the machete. Ladies and gentlemen, suspended on razor-sharp knives, once again, Christy will place the cinder block again. On the count of 3. 1! Your way! Your way! Now guys, as I said a few moments ago, almost every culture across the world has developed its own unique art for mind over body. In America, the art that most represents us and that comes from America is the art of escape artistry. First practiced by a young Jewish immigrant who could not have had a more American story. The son of immigrant parents, young Elwith Weiss came to America and would eventually become the most famous magician of all time. I'm going to begin by performing my version of an escape first performed by the great Harry Houdini. I will need let's see. I see you in the white tank top. You can come up here. Not there with the stripes. No,
Let's go, Leo!
What's your name? Leo, a pleasure to meet you, Leo.
Hi, Leo!
Leo, I have in my hands a straitjacket. It was manufactured by the Humane Restraint Corporation. They make restraints for hospitals and law enforcement professionals around the world. You are going to have to put this on me. Yeah, not so bad, not so bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by explaining to you how it works. 3 straps up the back, 1 for the arms, and 1 that will go between my legs. The arms in the back work exactly the same way. They go across through their corresponding loop, double back, and buckle the very same way that you would buckle a belt. The only one that's any different is going to be the crotch strap, which will go from behind my back. You're going to have to do that also. Don't worry, I'll help. It's a straight jacket, and we'll get through it together. All right, so this is going to go from behind my back, between my legs. Through this loop, which will be located on my stomach. You'll then double back between my legs. You will squeeze the clip, and only squeeze the clip. You put the strap up from the underneath, let go, and it's locked in place. Any questions? Fantastic. We have a couple more steps after that, but we'll start with the jacket. Place the hanger over here. Leo, I'm going to ask you to hold the jacket for me, and I will dive in. I find it's best if you start at the top there, work your way down, make sure you get each and every strap absolutely as tight as you possibly can. Now ladies, wow. It's good. It's okay. I'll find another hole to breathe through. It'll be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a genuine straitjacket. It was manufactured by the Humane Restraint Corporation. They make restraints for hospitals and law enforcement professionals around the world. The best part about this jacket and the company that makes it is their corporate motto. And I swear, I am not making this up when I tell you that their company motto is people committed to excellence. Now, straitjackets like this one have been in use for hundreds of years, generally to restrain the criminally insane. Recently, however, they've been outlawed across most of the United States as a form of cruel and unusual punishment. Coming along very nicely, buckling the last strap. All right, Leo, the next one. Got it. The next one is the crotch strap. I'll pitch, you catch. Up from the underneath. Let go. Take it easy, man. Up from the other end. Go ahead and pull it tight. Woo! Woo! Way to go, Leo! Leo, I bet you start the lawnmower with just one pull, don't you? I don't want you to touch it again, Leo. It's good. It's fine. However it is perfect today. All right, Leo, the next one is the arms. Yeah, around the back. Right over here, right through this way. All right, double it back. Buckle it on the other side. Make sure you get it nice and tight. Don't be afraid to push, pull. Yeah, those are my floating ribs, so they have a little extra give in them. Very good. Excellent. Wonderful.
Turn there, Leo.
All right, Leo, things are about to get a little more complicated. Leo, on the table, there is a pair of handcuffs. Please bring those over here. Really tight. All right. Leo, put the first handcuff on my lower wrist. Just push it all the way through. There you go. On that wrist, correct. And just clamp it down nice and tight. There we go. Perfect. Put the second one. Now you can figure this out. Now I know it may seem a bit redundant to put handcuffs on top of a straitjacket, but I've tried it the other way, and the physics don't work. Very good, Leo. Last thing, grab the chain. Place the chain with the middle behind the back of my neck. Find the middle, place it over my head. Perfect. Grab your hands, cross your left, use your hands, grab the chain. Even it out, cross your left over your right, put the chains around, wrap the chains around my arms, and switch your hands behind my back. Yep. All right. There's a little bit of slack here on the front. You might need to there. Yeah, just pull and yank. That'll be good. There's a lot right there on the table. And we're going to need the other end. There you go. Right in the front.
Yeah, Leo.
Come on, Leo, it's like 90 degrees and I'm wearing a canvas jacket. All right, excellent, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, handcuffed, chained, and straight-jacketed. A round of applause for Leo. Thank you, Leo. Very dangerous. All right. Back to your seat. Back to your seat. Here we go. My dentist loves me.
Yeah, Leo.
Quick impression for you guys. This is the miracle of life. with the teeth. Over the shoulder. One. Can't see that, but I'm only holding up one finger right now. One. All right. Two.
Where's the key?
Moment of privacy, if you don't mind. That's the best part. All right, here we go. One more to go. Again, that same finger. All right, here we go. Lost my way. Ladies and gentlemen, the straight jacket, the state. It's very warm up here, so you're just going to have to give me a moment, because I think I've lost 5 pounds since I came on the stage. All right. For the next part of the performance, I need 2 more volunteers. All right, excellent. Good job, guys. Good job, guys. So, I need you guys to give me a hand here. What we have, something a little bit different for you. 20 feet of chain and 4 padlocks. 1 set of manacles. I'm going to start out. I want you guys to check the chain. Handle the chain. Each of you take a side. Pull it. Make sure it's good. It's strong. There's no weak links. All right. Very good. 2 chains. Here's what we're going to do. 2 balls. You hold on to these manacles. You hold on to the chain. 2 balls. Take the lock in one hand, the manacles in the other. I want you to lock my wrist into the manacle. Manacle number 1. All right. Number 2, manacle is going to go behind my back. So in order to do that, just there you go, just like so. Manacle is your nickname in high school. That's pretty good. And lock it, yeah, with the lock, because they're going to be easy to get out of if you don't. all the way down. Lower the wrist. Lower the wrist. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. You guys put the knot. Take that knot out. There you go, Two-Ball. You got it. Perfect. Perfect. Keep that lock on. Clamp it down. Excellent. All right, manacle. Do me a favor. Clasp to the bottom of the manacles. Yep, and grab it. Well, grab him a lock, and put the one end of the chain, not the end with the knot on it. Take that knot out, but lock the other end. No, to here, to the bottom of the. Yep, right to there. No, lock it. Lock it with the lock. There you go. Right. All right, excellent. Now, okay. Again, this one's for you. Take that, the chain, perfect. Behind the back of my neck. And around, and now tight as you can get it. You got it. Thinking ahead, perfect. Around, tight. There you go. Excellent. And let's see that again. Lock it in. All right, now I'm not quite done with you guys. There are 2 chairs there, one for each of you. You guys can go ahead and have a seat. The stools. Not the, yeah, those are different. All right, yeah, right there. Perfect. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on the count of 3, I'm going to attempt to make my escape. I want each and every one of you to count as well. 1, 2, 3. Don't, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed, guys. Here's the thing. Most of the time, when you see an escape artist, they are cheating. Just like I cheated now. I didn't really cheat, but what I did is I told you how to tie me up. I knew before we got here, before I knew you, how you were going to tie me up in this. And so therefore, I already knew how to get out. So what I wanted to do was come up with something that would be more interesting, more exciting, that didn't have a predetermined outcome for me and for each and every one of you in the audience. And here's what I came up with. Guys, I have in my hand 100 feet of rope. And in just a minute, I'm going to let you tie me up in it any way that you want. And if I cannot get out in less time than it takes you to tie me up, I will pay you $500. All right, hold on. So, I need one more volunteer. You're on my team. You're not on your team. Sean, your job is to be a neutral party here. I have in my hand a kitchen timer. Sean, I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. 5-0-0. And then when I hit start, it starts to count down. You see? I can hit stop, and I can hit reset, and it will go back to 0. And then I can hit it again for 5-0-0. 5 minutes. So we're going to start with 5 minutes on the clock. The next thing I have for you, Sean, is a microphone. And even cooler than the microphone, Sean, you get to operate the gong. So here's what we're going to do. Sean, I want you to stand right here in front of this microphone. I'm going to give you the timer in one hand. I'm going to give you the gong handle in the other hand. Here's what you're going to do. When I say go, and not before I say go, you are going to press the start button. When this timer then gets down to 4 minutes, you say into the microphone, 4 minutes. When we get to 3 minutes, you say 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. When we get to 10 seconds, we go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone will count with you. And when we get to 0, you hit the gong with the mouth. Now, you guys, here are the rules. There's just a couple of rules for you guys. You don't work with them. Now here's the rules for you guys. You guys can tie me up any way that you like. You can even wrap the rope around my neck, but you cannot keep me from breathing. That's cheating. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, you cannot tie me to any outside object. This includes the floor, the ceiling, the chairs, the tables, running it through my belt loops, or tying it into my hair. None of those things. Rules number 1 and 2 combined just keep you from making a noose out of the rope and hanging me from the lights. That's tough to get out. And rule number 3, you guys are going to have 5 minutes to tie me up. You can use as much of that, as little of that as you want, but I don't think these guys are going to sit still for more than 5 minutes. No, not 7 minutes. I think a lot of people wish 7 minutes. 5 minutes. So, you can use as much or as little time as you want. If you use 4 minutes of your time, I will have 3 minutes and 59 seconds to escape. Got it? All right. All right. Sean. I can be any way that you like. Sean, are you ready? Yes. If they stop early, you hit stop on the clock, and then you hit the gong. The most important part is hitting the gong. That's cool. All right, here we go. On your... What? I got the sword, Sean. Never mind both. All right, here we go. On your mark. Are you ready, Sean? On your mark. Get set. Go! Sit. All right, sit. I'm sitting.
Let's go, Turner! Get right down the middle. Go on.
I was in this career about 25 years ago. That is accurate. How old do I look? Like 38. Well, I'm 35, so I have muscle tone. Yeah. I'm 35, so I was in Camp Airy when I was about 10 years old. I went here for about 3 years, and Rick over there taught me how to swim. When he was on the swim set. As a previous guest. My first, second, and third picks for swimming. I like wrestling, archery, and rifling. Do they still give you guns here? No. We liked to play with guns when I was here, but we didn't have go-karts. And I have to say that go-karts are a lot cooler. And quite an interesting thing to say. I'm not trying to get out, I'm trying to sit up.
I need your help! Fingers!
2 minutes. Following my first word is very uncomfortable. I'm not really sure what to think about it. Anyone? Go ahead, I'll take my shoe off. Hold on, I gotta get to the button. Alright. So, how much is there? How much time is left? 1 minute and 26 seconds. And these gentlemen have astutely pointed out that leaves 3 minutes and 34 seconds. So I need you to 3:33. Oh, sure, we'll give you a second. So hit the stop reset button and set the timer for 3:33. All right, perfect. Good job. Now, just like the last time, when I say go, you'll press start, and every time we hit a minute mark, you'll call it out. You got it. Exactly. Exactly right. All right, on our mark. Get set, go!
It's rigged! You won't! Let's shoot it. On the action. You won't. You won't.
3 minutes.
You won't. God.
Clearly, I am the master of the stick. There we go. All right. 2 minutes. When to do this? Can't even find the end. There, I found it. Thank you very much, guys. We've come towards the end of the performance this evening, and I'm left with only one final trick to perform for you. Maybe final is a bad word to describe any trick in a sword swallowing show. Here's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, The curved sword. In the year 2000, I used this blade, curved 90 degrees from point to hilt, to set a world record for the largest curve in a blade ever swallowed. I was denied admission to the Guinness Book of World Records for almost a decade before in 2000, for more than a decade, excuse me, before in 2011, I was finally admitted as the Guinness Book of World Records world record holder for the largest curve in a blade ever swallowed. To allow the passage for 10 years, the Guinness Book of World Record told me that this was too dangerous to include in the book. And only when they came up with their own television show did they finally permit sword swallowing to re-enter the Book of Records. In order to allow the passage of this blade, I will require the curvature of my entire body. Now, what you are going to see is extremely difficult and extraordinarily dangerous. It requires a great deal of concentration on my part, so I must insist that you all hold all of your applause until the blade is completely removed from my body. Either by myself or by the nurse. Is she prepared? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the curved sword. To Rick Frankel for having me, and a round of applause.